Hey there, Sandman Nation. Let's keep it rolling with our two-a-day look at Major League Baseball win totals. Today, we will cover the Miami Marlins and the Houston Astros. Let's start with the Marlins, who won 62 games last season and finished in last place in the NL East. They didn't do a lot in the offseason to improve, but let's break it down a little bit further and see what we think about this squad. I'll start with things I like, and that is right-handed pitcher Cal Quantrill. They acquired him from the Rockies. He certainly isn't an ace, but he is a solid rotation piece who adds some depth. They also bring in first baseman Matt Mervis, young prospect from the Cubs. This guy's only played 36 big league games, and his batting average has been absolutely terrible, but he does have raw power, and the Marlins desperately need that, and he could bring some pop to the middle of the lineup. Second baseman Otto Lopez is one of the best defensively at his position in the National League. His offense has been lacking, but if he can improve at the plate, he could be a solid contributor. Offensively, though, this team just continues to struggle. They finished bottom 4 in home runs, RBI, and total runs scored last season, and they just didn't do enough to fix that. They're going to continue to struggle offensively. On the pitching side, they traded left-handed pitcher Jesus Luzardo to the Phillies. He was one of their best arms, gone for prospects. Now, his stats weren't elite, but he was a veteran with good stuff, and his absence definitely weakens his rotation. The big loss happened mid-season last year when they traded closer Tanner Scott to the Dodgers. One of the best closers in baseball is now gone. They just don't have anybody waiting in the wings anywhere near Scott. On the plus side, former Cy Young Award winner Sandy Alcantara returns from injury, and if he's healthy, he is one of the best in the game. Beyond Alcantara, I do like left-handed pitcher Ryan Weathers in the number 2 slot. Quantrill, as I mentioned, adds depth, but this staff was bottom 5 in ERA last season. If they don't improve significantly, it could be another disaster. In the bullpen, their closer role is up for grabs between Calvin Foucher and Andrew Nardi, and both are capable, but neither is exciting. They also have some young arms that could really make a difference here, but that's really the theme of this Marlins team, youth and hope. They have a lot of young players with potential, and if several break out, they could push this total over. But to me, they feel a year or two away from real improvement. I see this team struggling again, possibly finishing in the high 50s in wins, so we're going to take the under 63.5, and we're going to give it 3 baseballs on the confidence meter. All right, let's shift to the Houston Astros now. They won 88 games last year and finished in first place in the AL West. Their over-under set at 87.5. A lot of changes in the offseason, a lot of new faces coming in, and some key contributors over the past few years departing. Let's start with what I like. They signed first baseman Christian Walker. He's been one of the most consistent power hitters over the past few years, averaging 32 home runs and 94 RBI per season with the Diamondbacks. Isaac Paredes, third baseman, they acquired him from the Cubs. He'll add some pop to the lineup, likely slotting into the number 2 or number 3 spot. What I don't like, though, they lost outfielder Kyle Tucker in a big trade. This one hurts. He was a franchise cornerstone for 7 seasons, and in the last 4 years, this guy averaged 28 home runs, 106 RBI, and a 280 batting average. Losing his big bat in leadership is a huge blow. Alex Bregman also departs. Longtime Astro. After 9 seasons, he was a mainstay in the middle of the lineup, and his power bat will be missed. Now, the Astros should still have a decent offense, but losing both of these guys is going to hurt. They finished 3rd in batting average last season, so they can certainly put the ball in play, but they do lack speed on the base pass, finishing bottom 10 in stolen bases. From a pitching standpoint, I love their starting rotation. One of the team's biggest strengths. They finished 3rd in total strikeouts and 6th in the ERA last year. They added Hayden Wesnecky. He should slot in as a number 4, number 5 starter who adds more depth. Bullpen, though, they did have some losses. They had a top 10 bullpen last season, but they lost closer Ryan Presley. That's a big deal. Brian Abreu will likely take over as a closer, but his numbers last year weren't anywhere near as dominant as Presley's. The bullpen has a lot of moving pieces with guys like Caleb Ort, Taylor Scott, Brian King. So we'll see what happens there. But overall, to me, the bullpen feels much weaker than last year. Final verdict is this. The Astros are still a solid team, but they lost more than they gained. Their starting pitching is strong, but their bullpen changes and offensive losses concern me. On top of that, the AL West could be tougher than expected. So we're going to take the under 87.5 wins here, and we're going to give it 4 baseballs on the confidence meter. That's all I got today, CMA Nation. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 more. See ya.